Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President and CEO of the US-Japan Council, Suzanne Basalla.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our special guests, members of the public, our sponsors, partners, and USJC members. We couldn't be more excited to finally be back in Tokyo. I would like to thank all of our sponsors, but I'd like to particularly thank our platinum sponsors, Amazon, American Airlines, Aratani Foundation, Central Pacific Bank, Deloitte, Fabit, MUFG, as well as our title sponsors, Daikin, Google, Hitachi, Mr. Yosuke Honjo, Island Insurance, Ito-En, Mitsui & Company, NEC, NTT, Oryx, Shell, the Terasaki Nibei Foundation, the Toshizo Watanabe Foundation, and the Toyota Research Institute. Also, I'd like to acknowledge and extend our deep appreciation to our distinguished guest speakers, including Ambassador Emmanuel, Governor Koike, Governor Ige, and Mayor Turner, who joined us earlier today. Their presence demonstrates just how important USJC's mission is to the US-Japan alliance. Since we were last together, we have sadly lost, along with other leaders, 3 giants who have greatly shaped and influenced USJC's work in our first decade. Irene Hirano Inoue. Last fall, Irene had been posthumously awarded the Order of the Rising Sun, gold rays with neck ribbon. And we'll be spending some time honoring Irene's legacy on Next Generation Leaders later in the program. Norman Mineta, former US Secretary of the Departments of Commerce and Transportation. Norm served as USJC's Vice Chair of the Board of Counselors for a decade. And former Prime Minister Abe Shinzo, who opened our annual conference here in 2015 and who met with many USJC leaders in Japan and in the United States. Please join me in applauding their extraordinary leadership and significant contributions to strengthening the US-Japan alliance. You may know that our founders, especially Irene, set forth a clear and compelling mission for the US-Japan Council to develop global leaders to create stronger US-Japan relations, building upon initiatives in this area led by the Japanese-American community, and to accomplish this mission through building people-to-people relationships. In carrying out this vision, one of Irene's greatest strengths was the ability to connect leaders from the public, private, and nonprofit worlds. Under her leadership, our signature programs came to include the Japanese American Leadership Delegation Program, the Emerging Leaders Program, the Tomodachi Initiative, Toshizo Watanabe Endowed Scholarship Fund, and the Silicon Valley Japan Platform. USJC took on a leading role linking generations of people with different backgrounds against various sectors and geographic areas. However, after Irene's untimely death in April 2020, and because of the pandemic, we had to explore new ways for our members to remain connected and engaged while determining how to sustain our programs. We saw how stakeholders valued our noble purpose and our focus on social good. The desire was clear to continue to deliver in programs like Tomodachi and to continue to build people-to-people relationships, especially across generations and across sectors. But everyone wanted something more as well, to see the Council go to the next level in its role and impact. First, regarding service, people saw a need for a stronger, more resilient relationship between our two countries in areas that can do public good, and where they saw a need for more organic and meaningful initiatives. Second, we heard suggestions for USJC to do more and find the next level in how we build, support, and sustain networks and communities. Third, people placed enormous value on how USJC develops the next generation of leaders. We've heard so much about them already today, and we'll hear more from them later. People wanted to see more of this, and especially more in Japan. Over the past year or so, we've acted on these priorities, sharpened our focus and activities, and have been able to draw on our strengths with new initiatives. Briefly, here's what we've done and what we're doing. In the area of service, USJC is actively engaged in sharing expertise, ideas, and lessons across borders, grappling with urgent issues from mental wellness to climate change and sustainability, national security and economic policy, the digital transformation and technological innovation, and social inequality, diversity, and inclusion. In the past 2 years, we've offered our bilateral boardroom virtual discussions with top executives in Tokyo, Washington, and Wall Street about leading through periods of crises, as well as on sustainability and DEI issues. And we hosted a special bilateral boardroom conversation on climate change with U.S. Special Presidential Envoy for Climate John Kerry and Japan's then Minister of the Environment, Koizumi Shinjiro. This year, we embarked on a climate and sustainability initiative made possible by Amazon, our founding strategic partner. Just yesterday, we convened climate and sustainability professionals for a private roundtable on key themes such as sustainability leadership practices, the outlook for the transportation sector, and insights into the impact of geopolitical realities on Japan's renewable energy prospects. As for networking and building our communities, we've moved many events to online platforms and will continue to do so till we can reach more than ever before. We've also started affinity groups for our members with common interests and backgrounds, such as our Shin Issei group, and even a group for those with connections to baseball. We're finding that these groups are able to improve both the frequency and the quality of our networking. The bottom line is we've enriched and expanded our networks while including new diverse voices in our community. In the area of next generation development, the Tomodachi Initiative, our partnership with the U.S. Embassy in Tokyo that was formed following the Great East Japan earthquake, has proved to be a sustainable, robust program. We now have thousands of Tomodachi alumni in Japan and the United States committed to people-to-people connections as a result of their academic exchanges and training. The Council also has committed to the Japanese American young professionals who have been part of our Emerging Leaders Program, or ELP, with the inaugural ELP 50 program that you'll hear about during the closing plenary session. Also, to support the next generation, I'd like to thank Mr. Toshizo Tom Watanabe. Since 2016, the Toshizo Watanabe Endowed Scholarship Fund at USJC has provided generous financial support for promising undergraduate and graduate students to study abroad in the United States or Japan. And the panel this morning with the governor and the mayor just reinforced how important those opportunities are for young people. Earlier this year, Mr. Watanabe presented a second $10 million endowment gift to USJC to expand the program to high school students. Thank you, Mr. Watanabe. And you'll have a chance to hear from Mr. Watanabe later. Since we're all gathered here, I would actually like to ask the alumni in the ELP, Tomodachi, and Watanabe programs to please stand and be recognized. This is our future, the next generation. Oh, a lot of in the back. Thank you. If you haven't had a chance to meet some of the folks that just stood up, take the time. They're all amazing and will just leave you so optimistic. Before I close, I'd like to acknowledge someone to whom we are deeply indebted. We've been privileged to have as chair of the USJC board, Mr. Paul Yonamine. He has been tireless in championing our mission, never hesitating to roll up his sleeves, to step up and speak out for the council. Whether he's in Tokyo or Honolulu, Paul has thoughtfully, patiently, and expertly guided us through some of the most challenging days that the council has ever faced and helped us emerge as strong as ever. So Paul, I know we'll hear from you later today, but on behalf of the council, thank you for your outstanding commitment and leadership. Finally, I'd like to express my heartfelt appreciation to our sponsors, our boards in both Japan and the United States, the USJC staff and volunteers, and our Tokyo Host Committee for the incredible amount of time and resources that have been invested to this conference, which has not been easy to plan in the middle of COVID. So thank you all for your support. Today, I feel the guiding presence of Irene with us. I believe Irene would be proud of our resilience and encouraged by what the future holds. She would give us one of her special, warm Irene smiles to see us all gathered together at long last. I hope that everyone here is re-energized, is able to reconnect with many friends and colleagues. Some of the ties that you form through USJC will surely last throughout your careers, perhaps even your lifetimes. As we navigate the changes and challenges of the future, the link between interpersonal and larger geopolitical relationships will be critical. It's a vital and fundamental aspect of USJC. Together we can and will ensure an enduring and strong US-Japan alliance. Please enjoy your lunch, and we'll continue with our program in about 25 minutes. Thank you.